Hare Krishna, 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 Hare Hare.
He would go out at sunrise, chanting, dancing to his name. Haribo, Haribo. He would wake up everyone, rise and rejoice to the name. Haribo, Mukunda Madhava, Govinda Hari, Haribo, Haribo. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he has come to taste and give away the sweetness of his brain. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, all you have to do is take to the sweet chanting of his name. Haribo, Haribo. Every day the sun will rise, and every day the sun will set. Haribo, Haribo. What's the value of your life if devotion you don't get? Haribo, Haribo. Take the name into your heart, take it with you when you part. Haribo, Haribo. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he has come to taste and give away the sweetness of his brain. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, all you have to do is take to the sweet chanting of his name. Haribo, Haribo. Yashamati Nandana, Brajapadanagara. Haribo, Haribo. Jehovah Adonai, Yahweh Jesus Christ. Haribo, Haribo. Rajajana Palana, Asura Kurana Sham.
All right, welcome everybody. Thank you all for coming here again and again and again.
Purchase your tracks today.
It's time to party, to rave, to crave, to save the world with happiness. Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Rama Hare Rama, Rama Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. We're pushers, man.
Purchase your tracks today.
Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Rama Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Gauranga, Nityananda. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama,
Purchase your
Rama,
tracks
Hare
today.
Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, 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 Hare Hare. Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama,
Purchase your
Rama,
tracks today.
Hare Hare. Gauranga Nityananda. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama,
Purchase
Rama,
your tracks
Hare
today.
Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, 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 Hare Hare. Gauranga Nityananda. Gauranga Nityananda, Gauranga Nityananda, Gauranga Nityananda, Sri Krishna Chaitanya, Gauranga Nityananda, Sri Krishna Chaitanya, Gauranga Nityananda, Shri Krishna Chaitanya. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Purchase your tracks today.
It's LC the beat guy.
Yeah. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Rama, Hare Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Gauranga Nityananda, Shri Krishna Chaitanya. So let us chant a little japa. Okay. Oh, let's see here. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Yeah, if anybody's new coming here, because I tagged some new people, they come watch the replay or something. So this is this wonderful, timely. What is this? Oh, yeah, this timely method or escape mechanism for this Kali Yuga. Kali Yuga, if you don't know, is it's a time in the Vedas. The Vedic scriptures teach that there's a dark time that we're actually living in, and actually people can say, a lot of people can probably think, yeah, it looks like there's some kind of darkness in this world. I think almost anybody can see there's something going on. So anyway, the Vedas predict this, just like the Bible predicts many things, and people are finding these things are coming true. It's funny how these scriptures do that. Shows you there is something occult, or you can call it divine, or uncommon, something spiritual that's really going on in this world. There's something happening. So anyway, this chanting is really wonderful, because even in the midst of all this dark things happening, everything, a lot of people thinking suicide now is on their mind. They have countries now that are like Canada. Thousands of suicides, assisted suicides, are doing that because people, it's just too tough for them to live. They have nothing to live for. I mean, when you think about it, man, when you think all life is about is just kind of making money and going to nice restaurants and having a good time, entertainment, and all that stuff is starting to. There's a lot of people that had good jobs and everything, and they got nothing now. They're on the street, and it's like, well, my life is over. Just like when people they have children. I hear this again and again. You guys that have children probably know. I don't know. When a child like dies or something, it's like you have nothing to live for. You lived for that child or your husband or wife. It's like a big shock. So the world is in that thing, in that kind of a space, and where people, it's many people, they don't really know or have anything other than what was before to live for, and people are checking out, and in varieties of ways. By the way, a lot of people, even here, people don't believe me. I can't. It's so amazing. They think I'm a conspiracy theorist. They don't like me talking about conspiracies. I don't talk so much. Just to make a point, to make a point. I got nothing against God's will. God's will is God's will, man. Sometimes God's will is not easy to understand. That's the problem. But the Vedas really help us understand the cosmology of the universe and our position in it, which is very important. People don't know what their real position is. They lack understanding. They lack knowledge, true, deep knowledge. Not just, not this AI knowledge. This AI knowledge is not the right knowledge to understand who are we. Yeah. What is life about? Why are people suffering? The AI can't really figure it out. It figures out imperfect solutions. See, that's what they're doing now. They think the AI is saying, "Oh, okay, you have their problem here. Depopulate. Say, cut down the company. This is a problem. Their solutions are never correct, or you try to ascertain it with your own intelligence. You can't ascertain these things by human intelligence. Just like they have big computers now, that are orchestrating so many things, AI and these big mega computer things. I forgot what they call them, quantum computer. And it still can't figure out the cosmology. It's a different kind of knowledge that you have to be raised in consciousness to understand. And AI doesn't have the capacity for that. But man does. To understand and have a solution. Like we have a solution that would actually satisfy everybody that's trying to find a solution. Like people think, well, we need to control everything more. People have to control everything. Yeah. We need to be more free. We need a different money system. We need this. We need this. So everybody's proposing solutions, but they've never worked perfectly. Because it's not set up to in the way this is. You have to get the true knowledge and true understanding, which comes by the grace of God through his representatives in this world. Yeah. Well, I don't believe in God. A lot of people say that, well, I don't believe in God, so we're God here, so we're going to go with this solution in the world. Okay. And that's what's going on. They're going with a solution that causes a lot of suffering and pain, right? There's a lot of suffering and pain going on now. Look at poor Lalita has to wear 4 layers of clothes just to, be in her house now. Now that's pretty, well, I mean, there's some, discomfort in that. I mean, God, she's not the only one. If you're in Germany, Belgium, or UK, see, these are solutions being proposed by AI things, and so okay, that's okay. That's also in the plan, in God's plan, And what's really nice about what we're doing is we can provide alternatives. This chanting is Lalita's doing that. She's in a place, doesn't have the proper heating and everything. But she's chanting, and how many people would look like that when they're freezing in their room? Why is she smiling in the midst of that? There are a lot of people like, oh, this is terrible. The government. Oh, I hate the government. Oh, Look what they're doing. Why didn't somebody do something about that? Oh, well, hey, we got the solution. Come here and chant with us. Put on your 3 or 4 layers of clothes, but come and chant with us and you'll just forget all about it. She's the witness for that, She's probably got 2 or 3 layers on right now, and still, she's smiling. See? A lot of people, they're out there, let me go get the assisted suicide thing. It's bona fide now by the government. Oh yeah, no problem. We'll put you out. We'll take you out, man. We need the room in the world. It's not enough space. It's not enough space for it either. You ever go in the desert? I go, in America, you can go in the desert. You can't find people for 100 miles sometimes. Why don't you put some of the overload in these spaces? So anyway, this is a solution for everything and everybody. This solution, and we'll demonstrate it more and more, showing that everybody can take to this solution and everything will be an expansion. The world will expand, your consciousness will expand, your happiness will expand, your solutions to all problems will expand, your compassion for others will expand, your, everything, purification, yeah, everything will work out so much better because this chanting brings our consciousness to another level, quantum level, where everything works out perfectly by the grace of that super consciousness. Yeah. Put them in the desert, man. Oh, desert mountain. There's so much space, oceans. Put them on boats, man. Go in the ocean. Look how many boats you see out in the ocean. Put them on a boat, man. They can live in the. I wouldn't mind living on a boat. If Bitcoin ever goes to 500,000, I'm going to buy a boat. I'm going to go and do my broadcasting in where I can do that. Yeah, right here in Playa. I can get a boat. You don't even need a slip. You just get a nice anchor, drop it, and I'll be broadcasting from the boat. Be quiet out there too, sometimes the noise, you hear them bang, 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 you get building. If I'm on a boat, it'd be nice and quiet. Just to be a little bit like that. But that's good, I like that. You get, ooh, it's kind of rhythmic. Just put you to sleep. So this is a solution, this chanting is very simple. Yeah, and all you do is you just taste the when you are awakened, when you're around these devotees here. This is our job in the world, is to wake people up, to give them this shakti, this potency that gives the awakens your taste for the spiritual sound vibration of these names like Hare Krishna Maha Mantra. See, Maha means big. It means Maha, Maha means big. Of all the mantras, this name, Hare Krishna, is the biggest one. See? Because it represents the spiritual level of understanding that is of the topmost, summum bonum, topmost revelation about what life is about, what we're all connected to, in what way, everything. So, and that's all in the seed of this chanting. It's like a seed that grows. Your understanding grows, that your taste grows. Your taste for chanting this grows to the point where it's like you're eating a fine meal and you're drinking a fine wine. I'm telling you, man, this is my experience. And something even more intimate, like you're kissing God. Smooching the Lord right in front of everybody. Nobody knows. It's so private. I shouldn't even tell you these things. We should be a little bit more private, but I don't know. Do you like kissing? Who doesn't like to kiss a beautiful man or woman? Come on. Could you imagine kissing God? That's 1,000 times more intense and beautiful and perfect. And that beloved will always come back to kiss some more. The others, you never know, man. Their body goes, where'd they go? We can't even find Govinda now. So where'd he go, man? He might be watching us from, and so who knows, man, Somebody should do a missing persons on him, because maybe he's in jail. Maybe they put him in jail for protesting or something. Or maybe he's in a hospital, you know. So somebody over in that direction could do that if you over there. Yeah. So yeah, I mean, that's basically it. For the new people, you come and you chant with us, you'll get the power to chant this with taste. And you'll understand what is the purpose of life, what is immortality, what is the greatest treasure you can attain in this not only world but universe. What is actually going on here? Who's really in charge? Who's in charge for a time? Who's not? See? And you can understand so many esoteric, wonderful things. Not even the greatest minds like Einstein or the Illuminatis, you know, all that they can't understand. That's how great this chanting is. And this is a great gift from this incarnation, Lord Caitanya, who came here 550 years ago to give the greatest understanding, the greatest gift, the greatest treasure, the greatest purification, the greatest love, the greatest happiness. Great, everything is great about this incarnation, and that's why we promote Lord Caitanya, those who are realizing more and more of that. And our job is just to wake people up, to give them the name, you know, this chanting, and you chant in this association until you can taste this wonderful name, and the pastimes and the qualities and these truths all come along with the package. Some people go off too, you know, like we have one lady, she says, well, you know, I like being on my own. She's still tasting stuff, so, you know, she's doing all right. Getting what she wants. See, so, yeah, so this is fantastic, and it's free. You know, no, you don't have to, you know, charge for anything. No problem. You don't have to charge. Nothing. No charge. Just come here, get the taste, and go on your way, or stay here forever with us. I mean, a lot of us, we like being together, right? And then you'll be able to navigate what's coming down already, and it's otherwise be very difficult. And this is something to live for. Who wouldn't like to live another day to experience a greater and greater happiness? Who wouldn't? That's what keeps me. Every day is like, oh, another day to relish this chanting and deepen it, go deeper in it, and realizing all these beautiful things and becoming more happy, yeah, more joyful, more like praising, like wanting to praise my good fortune and good fortune for others. Who wouldn't want that? I mean, like, especially when you have I had nothing. In 1970, 71 or 2, I felt I had nothing. I had no motivation. I was a homeless guy, you know. I took too much LSD and my brain was half fried. And nothing. And no interest in the world or anything. And the Lord gave me this purpose, this taste, increasing understanding of what life is about. And it's beautiful now. And there are a lot of people out there. I mean, you know, this is so good for everyone. You know, these people, like the reason why there's depopulation going on, whether you believe it or not, is because people that are in charge think, hey man, how are you useful to society? Yeah, a lot of people, they're not so much use. Especially now, they got robots to fulfill all these serf jobs. They don't need people so much. So they're thinking that, well, you know, our AI says, well, they're not economically useful. Well, let's get rid of them. What are we going to do with all these people? You know, so they don't see a use case for people. Not all people. Most people, actually. Most people. But there is a use case. They just don't know it. AI can't understand it. It's only to those who are in this verse Bhagavad Gita 10:10 again. They say we got to do it at least once every talk here. Bhagavad Gita 10:10. To those who worship, you can call it Krishna, God, Christ, that tree and avatar, that contains all souls. It's the same idea. The higher self. To those who worship that beloved, the Sufi beloved, if you, the American Indian, the Great Spirit, to those who worship that consciousness, that level, super conscious, super soul, so many names, Brahman, Christ consciousness, many different things. If you worship that with loving ecstasy, you'll get revelation about what life is about. Otherwise not. You'll have to depend on AI to try to figure it out, and it'll always be imperfect. Because where's the loving ecstasy ability in an AI machine? It's just a friggin' machine. See, but man has that potential to actually go into those realms, because it's called devotional realm. See, because we're equipped with it. All you have to do is be awakened. You must be born. See, Jesus taught not religious crapola, not this stuff nowadays to control you. A minute religion. See, no, the real truth is abandon all varieties of religion and surrender to the truth and worship in the truth. That's the ultimate goal. The other thing is only for beginners and materially motivated people who want to use religion to control others also, all that stuff. See, but the truth that Jesus preached, he was just an evolved being, spiritual connected person. And he saw man needs to be spiritually regenerated. They have to be birthed. They have to have the birth of their spiritual body, actually, which we have. It's dormant, that's all. See, and only association with those who are like Jesus. Even to this day, if you're not like Jesus, you can't help assist people in this birth. You don't even know what it is. You need those who are activated and a bit mature and know what they're doing. Yeah. So anyway, this chanting is the way to do it. If you come into this association, you'll get a treasure that you can't attain anywhere else unless you're with persons that are like this. They have this spiritually awakened taste for chanting. And all you have to do is spend a little time to them and you'll be confounded. You'll be wondering, what are they experiencing? You just look at the people here that are tasting the nectar in this name. And if it doesn't get you to wonder, at least, if it gets you into wonder, that's great. If it gets you to criticize, well, that's okay. But, and that's, you're just getting purified. But if it's like, wow, what is this? This looks interesting. Oh yeah, stick around. We'll show you its glories, the glories of tasting, the chanting of this name, how you'll be happy in this world. Man, you just breeze through everything. Everything becomes spontaneous, natural. People have a good attitude towards you. They want to help you. Ask Lolita, she knows. She was in the midst of lockdowns. They arrested everybody else but her. She's around everybody. They go to all these other people. They arrest them all, and she's just standing there, and free. They just go. They just naturally know, because see, God is in charge. This God, the supreme consciousness. I know God is a trigger word for most. How about just the supreme being, supreme consciousness, whatever you want to call it. Just chant this name. Get your own experience, man. Come and look and find out what real happiness is. Spend 30 days here, and you'll get a result you can't do doing anything else. That was a turkey thing. like the Sahaja state in Buddhist, which takes some years or lifetimes. Yeah. Okay, I'm going to read something here. Hare Krishna. Oh, tomorrow. Hare Krishna. Okay. Jaya Jaya Sri Chaitanya Jaya Nityananda Jaya Sri Advaita Chandra Jaya Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Jaya Jaya Sri Chaitanya Jaya Nityananda Jaya Sri Advaita Chandra Jaya Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Nectar Muna, Lord Chaitanya. Here we go, Lalita. I'll give you the thing. You probably have it, but here it's in the private chat, the link. Oh, we were gonna chant some japa, huh? But we'll do that after maybe. Let's see. I got the energy to do it. So I was reading the glorification of Lord Chaitanya's devotees, chapter 4. The splendid path of pure devotional service, which bewildered the great sages in the past, which material intelligence has no power to enter, which Shukadev Goswami was not able to understand, and which the merciful Lord Krishna never revealed to his closest friend, is the place where the dear devotees of Lord Chaitanya happily enjoy the pastimes. And so there's another verse somewhere in this where he said, because the glories of this holy name, this pure devotional service, was manifested during the chanting of the holy name was manifested during Gauranga's advent. See, he was chanting it with a deep ecstasy that was not seen except in this line. Started with Madhavinda Puri. Madhavinda Puri was also chanting Hare Krishna mantra with deep ecstasy. Practically nobody else was in the whole, you could say the whole world was India then. Very rare to see that level of ecstasy. See? So the verse is like, this all happened during Lord Gaura's advent and chanting the holy name when he appeared. This ecstasy appeared. These realizations appeared. See? Because Bhagavad Gita 10:10. To those who worship Krishna with loving ecstasy, I give them the real knowledge, the deep understanding. See? So when your prema is that deep, that the Lord was in the mood of Radha, very deep revelations and realizations come. See? So that is the entrance, see, is the mind of a realized devotee. There's such a deep understanding of the Lord. So you enter into that room that they've gained entrance in. See, Bhagavad Gita 10:10. To those who worship Krishna with this loving ecstasy, I give them real knowledge and real understanding to come to me. See, so they've already come. So now they're here in the world. What do? We help others come in. That's it, right? That's Lord Chaitanya was like that. It wasn't a no-show thing. It was, hey, let's put on the show. Yeah, let's show. It wasn't like they're just in his room by himself, chanting, ecstatically crying and laughing and all this kind of thing. He said, no, let's put this show on in the world. Let's put it on the road. He went out, preached it in South India. He put the show on the road. his mode of operandi, he would roll into a village chanting and dancing, laughing and crying, the kind of stuff you see here. And people thought, what's going on? What is this? We never seen anything like this. And he would preach his realization that came from that deep chanting. You notice we follow in those footsteps. We do the same thing. We roll into on our computer. We roll into everybody's Facebook life who wants to, somehow or other, they stumble in this room, and you get to see these things. And if you're interested, and then you can go further. I mean, if you're, see, that's Raganuga Bhakti. Is you see this kind of the show. It's a show, actually. People say you shouldn't be showing that. That's false ego and all that. No, that's just that means a person hasn't attained this level and realization. Because if you have, and you've attained the mood that Lord Chaitanya's mood was magnanimity, because he found a great treasure and he saw this treasure is very valuable to the conditioned souls, that he wanted to preach it. He wanted to say that's a compassionate person, right? Magnanimous, munificent. Yeah, exactly. Showing is giving benediction. He wanted to pass this on. He wanted to free so many people. Yeah, and otherwise people are stuck in this dark world. They don't know where's the light. Where's the light? All they see is darkness manifesting as light. That's even in the Bible. Jesus commented on it. Isaiah also. Isaiah said, be careful. You don't consider the darkness as the light. But most people do. See? And then the first verse in the book of John is really beautiful. It says, right around that first chapter, most people didn't accept the word of Jesus, but those who received him, received his word, his preaching, were given the power, given the ability, the power to become sons of God also. But you got to receive the word. He also said, these are universal. This is not Christianity. This is universal truth, my friends. This was same went in with Lord Caitanya. Whoever listened to his realization, saw his ecstasy, and you would say, oh, I would also like to go there. I would like to be in that consciousness. I would like to also taste that nectar and happiness of chanting. Oh, come on in. There's room. See, there's room for this word of such a being. Usually there's not. In most people, they don't understand it. They're confused by it. They're afraid of it because it doesn't conform to the norm, right? That's why, Bhaktivinoda Thakur said you must meet ultimately the uncommon preceptor. The uncommon preceptor is not in a box. He's not in the box of rules. He's not in a cracker box with a bunch of crackers. They operate outside of the box. They have the power to do so. They have the realization. They see everybody else is in a box. They know how to get out of the box. Why? Bhagavad Gita 10:10. The Lord had showed them. And they can show you. See, like Jesus taught another universal truth. Don't consider this a religious discourse at all. This is truth, man. This is a formula that'll liberate anybody. He said to his disciples, you listened to me for 3 years. You're clean by the word I spoke to you. It's the only way you can get cleansed to enter where the devotees are. You have to hear that transcendental word, that word of truth, conclusive understanding of the way things actually are. That's your door, man. Woody says, you're an uncommon preceptor. That's right. You have to. Nobody can do this all. You show any, here we go. I'm going to try and be as nice as possible. You show me any sannyasi who can put on a t-shirt and liberate people. where they will believe in what you say to the point of getting actual realization of the spiritual kingdom of God. Without the props, at least. See, a lot of people can get a bodily fire. Oh yeah, I mean, I got voted in, and I got, the banana in the fire. I got the name Bhakti Vedanta, right? All like this. Yeah, and I got my nice sannyas robe, and it looked nice. I spent at least an hour in preparation to go out in public. Got to take my bath, and I got to, put on all the tilak in all the proper places. Otherwise, nobody will believe in me. I got to say, see, I got my Bhakti Shastra degree. I'm an expert teacher now. Hey, no, that's not uncommon. Uncommon is a nobody starting from scratch, whether they got a sannyas thing on or they're a Sudra, but they got two things. They got the truth of ecstatic devotion and the truth that comes from it. That's my only tools. The only tools I got here. It's all I need. Because if you got those two tools, you know what you know? That means you got Radha Krishna. That's the only way. Radha is the personification of Ananda, devotion, bhakti, true happiness. And Krishna is the conclusive, absolute maha truth. It's okay you have fiery preaching style. Kind of like it, the truth. Yes. It's a dramatic performance. That's all. I don't hate anybody, even though it may look like it sometimes. It's like a dog, The dog often doesn't hate anybody. It just barks. It's got to do his job, You ever pass by, there's one dog. Wants to show the other dogs, See, talk of impersonal liberation will not become bitter. The shackles of blind adherence to social and Vedic convention will not be loosened. You notice that's one of the things here. To loosen that strong faith in Vaidhi and strong, it's like a rope. There's nothing else but Varnashram. You ever see it? Nothing else Varnash Prabhupada said, and they're tight ass on that, man. No, Varnashram, that's the only thing. That's where we're all going. See, the shackles, people are shackled to that. That's why that's first stage is religion. Religious rules, the first stage. But then it's not easy to get them to let go of that. They're holding on for dear life. No, but this is all we got. Nobody there. Well, see, you come here and we'll just give you another thing to hold on to. See? Something else. See, the love of God to hold on. That's all I hold on to. That's my rope. That's my pillar. Is the taste for this name is the love of God. And when you can taste this name, there you go. You got attachment to God. God is that name, man. And if you got attachment to God anyway, tears will pour out of your eyes and you'll laugh like a madman. You'll feel the upsurge of the fountain of youth. Literally, you feel energy coming right up into you, man. There you go. You found something better than the fountain of youth. I was with these. The other day I was in this restaurant with these two guys. We had to meet for doing some business. So you got to meet some mundane people sometime. But it was nice, So we're sitting down there, and there was a 25-year-old and a 51 or 50 years old or something. No, less than that, 45 or something. And we're talking, man. And they got into their ages. Well, I'm 25. And the guy said, well, I'm 45. And they go, how old are you? I said, almost 70. And they couldn't believe it. Really? You don't look that. Yeah, well, it's bhakti, man. Yeah. Keeps you up with the times, man. I'm like the millennials. Yeah, I got energy like the millennials here. I got understanding like them. You know, I can computers, and bitcoins, and cryptos, and, you know, all that stuff. Leaving all you guys in the dust, man. Yeah. Yeah, because bhakti is youthful. See, it's Krishna. He never ages over a youth. There's meaning in that. There's a reason for that. Because bhakti is always ever fresh and youthful. There's no reason to get old. So we may get older bodies in it because we got, you know, we're in the body for preaching, and it's just what it is. But inside, the spirit is so new and fresh. It shows you everything, shows you what's going on in the world, you know, what's going on in spirit. Yeah. Yeah. Barking, woof. Yeah. Yeah. See, talk of impersonal liberation will not become bitter. Yeah, I mean, you know, like, see, a lot of people, that's their talk. You know, that's usually amongst people that are, you know, somewhat spiritual. Liberation is that goal they're looking towards, is salvation and liberation. Yeah, but they think that's the greatest thing. Oh, salvation. Oh, liberation. Mukti, mukti, you know, in the Indian circles. And mukti, it's all about mukti. Yoga circles, mukti, liberation. Okay? But you look at a devotee, you hear from a devotee, you see the energy of a devotee and the happiness of a devotee. It trumps this impersonal understanding and liberation. You could see it in their faces. You put a devotee next to Eckhart Tolle or some of these guys preaching liberation path, and you'll see they're more reserved because nothing is as juicy as bhakti. Nothing is as juicy as Radha's love. And nothing is as juicy as Krishna. And that's the only object for Radha's love is Krishna. Now, devotion can be for the Great Spirit, as I said, Great Spirit, higher self, the beloved, and the Sufi thing. But Radha, that's a piece of that love. It comes from there. But Radha's love is topmost. It's topmost revelation given by the grace of Lord Caitanya in this age. Okay? Giving up into this conjugal level of understanding. That's why you need to proceed into this door through the line. Not the fake line. The fake line, or they're called the false followers. You got to ultimately meet the real followers of Lord Caitanya to enter into this. And that's why even when you find the real followers like Lord Caitanya, Prabhupada and Bhaktisiddhanta and Bhaktivinoda, they were real followers, but they only followed in private. They didn't want to show you the full following. You couldn't take it. You would criticize them. How do you know? I'm just showing you what we're doing in their private rooms. And look at your criticizing. Still, so many thousands would criticize this if they saw it. So is it surprising why all of those last three acharyas didn't show this? So see, but I got the order in 1996 to bring this out. Blessing of Krishna, 1996. That's why it works, because some people are obviously ready. I just preach the message, and whoever the Lord wants to attract comes. Easy peasy. Yeah, right in the comfort of my home, you know, just Facebook Live, Twitch, YouTube, whatever other platform we got. You guys pass it on. You preach also. Whoever comes. It's just enough. You notice it's nice, one by one. Who's it? Eric Woody is here, and a few others. William, we got where's he lately? I haven't seen that William guy. See around still? Fernando's coming. See, Fernando. Yeah, see, we got to gradually. See, so this shows you that this is topmost. This is higher than this impersonal liberation. This is a higher happiness. That's what you need to do. See, there was a sannyasi in Varanasi that was part of the group that Lord Caitanya converted to bhakti. And he said, we don't understand Lord Caitanya so much because his realization is so deep. We're still trying to figure him out, But, we just listen to him and our vibration goes up. Our happiness goes up more than speculating on this impersonal Brahman. See, because speculation, you don't exactly know that the Brahman, impersonal Brahman, is the aura of Krishna. You don't know that. When you're in the impersonal Brahman, you think, oh, this is it. Why? Because the greatest experience you got. I feel more free. See, I feel free, I'm liberated and all. You think, wow, this is it. I found it, the ultimate and everything. And this is what it is. There you go. There's your speculation already. It's not the ultimate. And then it goes into this kind of stuff usually. And somebody comes along that's realized the personal conception of God, Satchidananda, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, the person Godhead, that's Maya. See, another speculation brings you down. See, that's offensive. You go against the form of God, the name of God. Oh, that's just a name, like Coca-Cola. See? Speculation. See, you can't rise. You cannot rise to the ultimate absolute conclusion by speculation. Even those liberated persons, if they want to go where even we are, many of us are, they have to come here. It doesn't matter how liberated you are, man, or how regulated are you. You got to come here and let us loosen those ropes a little bit that you got around your waist there. Like you're looking like a friar tuck. Let's take that rope and loosen it a little bit so Krishna can get in there and look at your privates. Look at your heart. Fernando! He was hiding. He was peeking from the bushes, and he came out of the bushes. See, in personal liberation, this is better. See, it's bitter. See, like it says, what does it say there? Like bitter. Yeah, bitter. See, it's more bitter. Even it shows in the face. When you eat a bitter thing, you go like this. That's impersonal liberation. I'm telling you, man, you get the most realized impersonalists and you put them here, and he can talk and I'll talk. And who looks happier? I'm telling you, you can check. You can just look on YouTube. Who looks happier than a Lalita Ganga or any of us that are tasting this bhakti? Just show us. We'll just do the taste test. You go look on YouTube. There are a lot of videos of impersonalists, and they're very calm or trying to be calm. You must control your mind and all that. You think it's more disciplined, more difficult. Anything that's more difficult and disciplined is going to be. You're not going to be so happy because it's tough. No, that's not God's way. Ultimately, God's way is easy peasy, man. It's natural, free. Smiling. There's always on a liberated soul, even though they're in separation, there's always this smile on their face, a smirk underlying everything. I was an impersonalist. I didn't have the happiness as listening to you all chant. I had compassion and love, but it wasn't as happy as chanting. But that was the only thing that mainstream spiritual leaders talked about. Yeah. Mainstream leaders talked about what? Chanting or compassion? Yeah. So, yeah, just clarify that, Eric, a little bit. Yeah, I mean, that shows you this happiness is deeper. Shows it's more true. Just by basing it on happiness. And you know what an impersonalist would usually say to what I just said? It's not about happiness. And even Vaishnavas say this often, the Vaidis. It's not about being happy. It's not about enjoying Krishna. It's not about bliss. Watch out for that bliss. You may go. Watch out. Don't get too blissful. Impersonalists say that often. You cannot be happy without a real relationship that fulfills you. Yeah, this is perfect fulfillment. You'll never think. You may think when you're immature in this relationship, but as it matures, you'll never be looking around. You find out what real chastity is. It's matter of fact, that's your ornament, is that chastity. You're just like Radha's girlfriends, very chaste. Okay? They'll throw their husbands away if their husbands are opposed to Krishna. The real Krishna. Oh, you go. I'm sorry, man. You give me too much trouble, interfere with my worship, you got to go. Yeah. Whatever's in the way of worshiping Krishna intimately, a real devotee who loves Krishna. Oh, you're not my really messages for the world. Oh, you're giving me trouble? Okay, well, hey, man, go on your way, man. What, you don't want to take to Krishna? Oh, you're not going to listen? Oh, there's no room for my word? See ya. See, and the tumultuous debate on Vedic scholars on the merits of various useless spiritual paths will continue as long as a devotee who is like a bumblebee drinking the nectar of Lord Chaitanya's lotus feet does not appear before your eyes. You got to see it, and you got to see a person. What does that mean, tasting the nectar of Lord Chaitanya's lotus feet? Well, it's his name. His lotus feet is tasting that nectar. If you can't taste that nectar, you don't understand the name of God, or not really. You got to taste the nectar. It's a taste thing. Okay? And if you, and everybody's talking about, well, this path is good. This path is good, and this path, my path is great, and all that, and it's better than yours, and all this debate of my path and all this stuff. But if you see a devotee, I mean, if you're really looking like a little bit open, and you're following a path, but you're a little bit open, like I think that Kevin's a little bit open. He's following a path with Jesus, but he's a little bit open. See, if you're open, then you can see that this is something deeper. You need to find those bumblebees who are tasting the nectar in the Hare Krishna Maha Mantra. Tasting the nectar, and then you look even over at the Vaidis. You look, I mean, if you're really inquisitive and there's some openness, and you come here and you see people tasting the nectar of Lord Chaitanya's name, his pastimes, his qualities, and sharing those revelations and realizations with the world, then you look over at the Vaidhi path and the gurus and the teachers there, you'll see a marked difference. Okay? If you're not open, you won't even give yourself a chance. You just block it out. Ooh, this is weird. Sahaja. Okay, see you later. Boom. Okay, you're not ready, obviously. So this message is for those who are ready. Come and check it out. Just see if this is like the verse. Am I not preaching like the verse? Am I not revealing what the verse is actually teaching? Making it more clear, magnifying the thing so you can get a grasp of it. Yeah. Otherwise, you stay with the Vaidis or you stay with liberation. You got to see somebody ultimately that's on a path that trumps everything. trumps the best knowledge that you can get from liberation. You got to see it, man. What is an impersonalist doing? They're trying to establish that this is the highest thing, right? What is a Vaidhi Bhakta trying to establish? That Varnashram Dharma is the highest thing that Prabhupada wanted on this planet, right? What are they establishing? Something that they believe in. But rare, and that time is now. Yeah, that time is now, is to establish this. And this is the only way. You got to taste this, just like the verse is saying. Until a devotee that's like a bumblebee tasting the nectar of the holy name and explaining its glories in such a way that you can get over your own craziness and madness that thinks nectar is poison. That's what people think. Oh, that must be poison, what you're doing. Oh, Gohari's poisoning you. Yeah, that's crazy. No, this is nectar. This is the verse. See? Otherwise, if you believe that, that's the offense. This is why most devotees don't chant Hare Krishna in ecstasy yet. They have to become favorable to the devotees who are preaching this way. This is our challenge. Look, many people are coming. They're coming one by one. And just by, like Fernando, I was just telling him, I said, hey, man, when you can just drop your concept that you learn through the Vaidhi Bhakti, just drop it. You don't need it. And just go with what you hear here and test it out and see what makes you more ecstatic. You know? And, this obviously does, because he's still coming. Yeah, I mean, like once you get a taste for this ecstatic happiness, number one, you're a liberated soul now, because now you have divine taste developed, just like people that are liberated in the spiritual realm. Or here, the great saints, you're like them. Lord Caitanya came, and we're here on that order, coming through the line to make great saints out of ordinary persons like us. The kind of saints people worshipped, like Saint Paul, Saint Peter, Saint John, like them, and this is even more mercy coming through now because of this incarnation. Just like, people were worshiping Moses back then when Jesus appeared, right? Moses and the Pharisees were the big teachers until Jesus came. And those who listened to Jesus and they heard the good news, the New Testament. See, New Testament. It's a new testimony from a person very close to God. See, Bhagavad Gita 10:10. He was like that. And he shared that revelation and realization and delivered whoever took shelter of his word. Okay? Happens here too. Before receiving the grace, the soul has to be liberated. No. That's the way a lot of people think. You may think that, maybe you realized it up to that point, but I'll quote you a verse, and this is my experience. Lord Caitanya said, devotional service, love of Krishna, love of God, love of Christ. That is very difficult. Matter of fact, you have to rise to the platform of liberation and salvation first. And that could take a long time, many lifetimes, many incarnations to rise to the platform by your sadhanas and your austerities and difficult things and paths. So hard. Very difficult. See, that's like this. Be liberated first. By the way, those who surrender to Nityananda very easily get this. They all very easily get prema, the topmost thing. They don't have to be liberated first. The prema will liberate them. You'll just get the prema first, and then the liberation comes in due course. Haven't you noticed this style here? People know what I'm talking about here, because all of them have come that way. The grace comes. First, the prema comes, the attachment comes. And then gradually the other stuff goes. The conditionings that we picked up in all this stuff. It takes a lot of rebirths. If you don't come here, it takes a lot of rebirth. You come here, in this birth you can do it. Matter of fact, sometimes in a week you can do it. The Lord makes you, as soon as you follow this teaching and this verse, Lord Caitanya quoted a verse from the Bhagavatam. Lord Krishna is eternal, or Christ, you could say, is eternal. The devotees of Christ, who are real intimate devotees of the Lord, and the devotees of Krishna, or Lord Caitanya, are also eternal. But the devotees of a devotee like that is also, I consider, eternal, immortal persons. That's what we got going here. Many people have gotten this grace by becoming a devotee of a devotee. That's the most practical way. That's called Guru Tattva. When you come in through the door, which is Guru, and you get this grace and you get purified of these things like wannabes and want to be important and all that stuff. Anybody suffering here, it's always usually because of that. Their desire to be important and all that. And so Maya helps. She's your teacher now. She spanks you a little bit. You wonder why are you miserable? Why am I like this? Because you name and fame and all that. So you get in your spanking, take your licks, and then by and by you'll lick Krishna more and more all the way. Yeah, you're welcome. See, a little room for the word. See, that you don't learn with Jesus. If you got to learn this, you got to come here. I couldn't learn that with only Jesus. I had to come into this parampara system. See, remember chapter 1 of the Adi Leela, Chaitanya Charitamrita on the Guru. Simply by hearing these kinds of things that you hear every day, patiently about Lord Caitanya, his qualities, his characteristics, his power, his mercy, his devotees, their relationships, one has attained the path of peace, and one can be delivered from the cycle of birth and death and enter the kingdom of God and all that stuff simply by hearing from a devotee. It's topmost path. This is very rare. How many times do you hear from a Shukadev Goswami? Shukadev Goswami had the quality Krishna was speaking through him. Vai medium. How many times do you hear a Vai medium? Even Prabhupada didn't speak all these confidential truths. He wrote them. Bhaktivinoda, same thing. Krishna used them, but for their writing. See? And we take in those books, and I got the order of Prabhupada to speak these truths into the people, wake them up. This is the next phase, to finish it. Finish your coming back here. Because if you can recognize that the same Krishna that was going through Prabhupada, Jesus, they are real disciples like St. Paul, St. Peter, Krishnadas Kaviraj, Rupa Goswami, all of them is in this family that you're looking at here. Same. And time for the candy. Time for the pie, the apple pie. Time for that sweet, sweet deliverance now. So, meaning of transcendental, to transcend. So, like in our perspective with Bhagavad Gita, Arjuna, transcend the modes of nature by surrendering to me. Okay? So, the only thing lacking in most Vaidhi Bhaktas is the understanding the me. They don't understand Krishna in truth. You got to taste Krishna. And Krishna practically tasted means you got to chant the holy names of Krishna with the transcendental taste that gives transcendental bliss. Or you got to hear first. Well, first you got to hear from a devotee who tastes the nectar of these truths. and then you get purified. See, and then you transcend, and then you get to know, oh, Krishna's bliss, Krishna's ecstasy. Oh, that's Radha, that's his consort. Oh yeah, Krishna is a conclusive understanding of the absolute truth, practically applied. See? Practically applied, not just, you notice how devotees quote verses, they're quote the verses and everything out of context, so nobody, no, these verses practically applied, where they get the result, the desired result of liberating the souls and giving them devotion. Yeah, there you go. As long as a devotee who is like a bumblebee, drinking the nectar of Lord Chaitanya's lotus feet, does not appear before the eyes. This is life's ultimate attainment, is to taste the nectar in the Hare Krishna Maha Mantra, or Lord Chaitanya's glorious name, and Nityananda's name, the devotees' names and pastimes. This is the most glorious attainment in the whole universe. There's nothing more glorious, no perfect than that. That is the ultimate perfection. So simple, so sublime, and Maya does a big job trying to hide it. And Gauri Das is a big mouth, shouting her down. She's liar. She's a liar, deceiver, and a cheater. And only the truth can conquer that. See this verse. Lord Chaitanya's devotees were the greatest gift to this world. Lord Caitanya in the mood of a devotee was the greatest gift to this world and universe. This is the essence of truth, is to taste this nectar. If you can understand this is the greatest goal, you come here, we'll show you. You'll forget about all your lesser goals and the lesser goals promoted by others and their promotions of their paths and all that. You'll think, that diddly squat. I want to taste the nectar of chanting Hare Krishna forever. Yeah, man, this happiness increases more and more every friggin' day. This realizations increase more and more every day. I know I'm getting intense. I can't help it. I get a little excited sometimes. Please forgive me. But it's true. It really is true. These verses, these come from the most intelligent persons in this universe. That's why I just love preaching them. I want to make people get really clear. Not get the fog out of your mind. You think, Varnashram Dharma is the ultimate goal of life. I learned that in Vaishnava lineage or something else, some other path, being a Brahmin, is the greatest thing. And hey, come here, we'll get the cobwebs out. No, this is the greatest thing, to become a bumblebee and taste the nectar in the name. Oh, there's nothing like it, man. That'll liberate millions of people, because if you can do that and you do it publicly, those who come and hear that vibration, they're liberated, some quicker, some maybe a few lifetimes, if they just come and they go away. But those who come and stay, look at you guys already. Sometimes in a week you can taste this nectar. Ask Lalita, ask Johan, ask a lot of you guys out there. Ask Fanny. Isn't that great verse? Fantastic verse. Let me read it again. Various useless people, anyway, debate of scholars on the merits of various useless paths will continue as long as a devotee. See, devotee, devotion. What does it mean? People don't know what devotion is. They think, well, he's very devoted to his master out there, some flunky. He's very devoted to his child. He's very devoted to their husband. They know that devotion in that way. But who's devoted to the supreme consciousness, the supreme personality of Godhead, who's a person? Yeah, what's he like? Why are you devoted to them? Well, God, man, he's just, even his name is so wonderful. Even his name gives me a great happiness. Ooh, I just want to chant his name. I want to focus on full attention. Right there, Lalita? You don't want to miss a beat. You don't want to miss a second once you get a taste. And any little thing flying through your mind is like, oh, you got me off, man. That's why. Why do you think these guys renounced? You think it was because they wanted to attain Krishna? No, because all this shit was in the way they had to do. Even Ramananda Roy said, man, you had all these duties, all this stuff. I just want to sit there and talk about Krishna, taste the name with you, Lord. And look how spontaneously his master there in the Mars Pratapuja said, hey, here's a big fat pension. Go out there and chant to your heart's content with Lord Caitanya to the end of your days. Yeah, devotees, they realize, what's in the way, things. If you get problems, man, that's why I don't want your problems, man. Get over your friggin' problems out there. Don't bring them to me and disturb my chanting. That's the way Lord Caitanya was. You'll become like that too, So don't think it's about giving your problems to people or to Guru even. Let me tell you about my problem. Let me disturb your mind. No, it's not about it. Just settle your mind down. Do what you got to do, Take some breathing exercises. Go for a walk, run your ass off. Go, I don't know, whatever you got to do, but don't bring your problems to me. I'm not a problem solver. I'm not a problem maker. Well, I'm a problem solver. This is the solution. So you got the solution. What more do you want from me? You got the solution. This solves all your mental problems, emotional problems. What are the threefold miseries in Bhagavad Gita? Okay? Threefold miseries in Bhagavad Gita: miseries of the body and mind and emotions. Miseries, see, and that's just one misery. People can't get over those miseries. Taste solves everything. Taste solves the problems. See, miseries of the body, mind, and emotions. That's one misery, and that's a big one, man, for people. So miseries of the mind and emotions are called trauma. The stuff you got by being beaten by Maya. As soon as you come into the world, the Kamsas start dashing the baby on the ground, right? Psychologically and emotionally. Ask Lalita. She's been through the mill, Ask a lot of people here, I think I was the only one that had a good childhood. Even though I had crazy parents, my brother got the beating. I never did. It was amazing. It's like I was protected even as a child. Amazing, man. I did what I wanted. It's unbelievable, man. And my brother got the beating. Okay, brother, I'll pay you for helping me in that way. You go to Vrindavan. He was my father's whipping boy, man. Yeah, so you get over these threefold miseries, man. One solution: the taste for chanting Krishna's name. Otherwise, you're going to go to the doctors to try and get over the solution. You're going to go to the psychiatrist. You're going to go to the psychologist. You're going to go, take a bunch of pills and everything and all these things. I haven't went to a doctor. It's been years, man. Years and years. I can't even remember when oh yeah, I got bitten by a monkey in Vrindavan. I went to the doctor. He gave me a tetanus shot. That was it. Years ago. Don't ever look at baby monkeys. The mother is always around. And if she sees you stare at that baby, I was just looking. Oh, how cute. The monkey's, oh, how cute. And the mother jumped right on me and bit me. I think, oh, no more looking at those cute little monkeys. Ooh. But Maya, in the form of Kali, gave me love and compassion, but she's not as sweet as Krishna. Yeah, well, that's the thing. See, Lord Shiva, Kali, as you could say, because, like there's Radha and Krishna. Well, there's also Shiva and Parvati. They're the representatives in this world, but they can also give liberation. If you're that kind of person where you're not really worshiping, a lot of people worship Kali because they want sense enjoyment. See, they want to they like dark things. They really, they like to go to ghost movies and they like dark things, and they worship Kali. They like murder too. They like killing things and killing people even to offer and worship to Kali or Moloch, But some people worship Lord Shiva for realization. It's a difference. So he's got two types. And actually, I noticed that Lord Shiva would send his worshipers to me often. Obviously, if you're coming here, you've been sent here because he's helping you move on to a deeper understanding. Yeah. Well, if you're drawn to her, then especially this way, you're drawn to devotion. Kali leads to bondage. Not necessarily. No, not. See, that's inconclusive. It could. Kali could lead to bondage, but she also leads to liberation, salvation. See? Matter of fact, we could read sometime. We'll read the Bhagavatam with Parvati, Kali. You can call Kali. Parvati was glorifying Lord Shiva and says the name Shiva means auspicious. He's the guardian of liberation, and he can make you a devotee too. But usually, it's like Jesus. He could send you here. He sent me here. Jesus sent me here, so Shiva could also send you here, or Parvati, whatever you want to call it. Same thing. Could send you here for further advancement. I had that when I was in India. I had people coming. They would be Shiva worshippers. They would just come to the class. Yeah. One lady, she had a Shiva, half Vaishnava. They had the cross, the Shiva tilak, and all this. And one day he just said, he knew about me. He sent my ex-wife to me. He was the one that sent. And then he had another disciple, and he said, go to Gaur Haridas, and kind of angry, because Shiva energy is anger, Yeah, go over to Gaur Haridas. And so anyway, she would come and to bring, was it Mayapur, and I would instruct her on things. Yeah. So it's mystical, this stuff, very mystical, how it's magical. A little bit more, and then I'm going to stop here. Oh, look at this. This came today. My replacement. See, the other one was stolen. But you know what? This is smaller, and it's just as powerful, and maybe a better sound too. And it came like about 3 days before it was supposed to. I just got this call, and it said on Amazon I was supposed to get it in a few days or more. It was like still, maybe, and it just, the guy in UPS just called, well, it's here. You believe it? I bought this with Bitcoin. People say, you can't use it for anything, even Freddie. You can't buy anything with it. Yeah, I bought this. I bought a lot of other stuff. I buy everything with the gift cards. Yeah, see? Yeah. Much better, man. Already, the practical, the national debt in America, it says, it just came out today. America's broke. Yeah. But I don't have any money in the bank. And the people are getting their money taken in America. Bank of America, they find that they have no balance. And I have no money about, all I have is this Bitcoin, but I can buy whatever I need. See, bhakti makes you youthful and intelligent and smart. Everybody's crying, these poor people, they don't know. But see, Krishna, I'm telling you, the whole world should come here and chant Krishna's name, and my Lord will make you from a nobody into something special, and a contribution to the world, to everybody. Contribution. Klaus Schwab will look at you and say, wow, you can really help people here. You can make them happy. Everybody, everybody's a servant of the Lord. Everybody, even the guys I seemingly come down on, they're all servants of Krishna, servants of the Lord. They're doing according to their capacity. And connection here will increase everybody's capacity. Who wouldn't want your capacity increased? Capacity for happiness, capacity for freedom, capacity for purification. And ever fresh, ever expanding. You become immortal. Who wouldn't want to become immortal? Who wouldn't want to have the closest relationship with the best of all persons? This intimate, ecstatic, loving relationship with somebody better than 1 million persons in this world, 1 million beautiful ladies, 1 million beautiful men. You can have that kind of intimate relationship with that supreme source. And it's 1 million times better. And it increases. There's no downside. You're not going to be kicked in the face by your spouse or all these problems and all that stuff. No problems with this relationship. It's perfect. Can you imagine we're giving the perfect gift, the perfect treasure, the perfect happiness, the perfect purification, the perfect sovereignty? Those who want to be free is all in this taste for chanting the holy name, which can go very fast here, just because you're with people who taste this nectar. Yeah, Bitcoin is for people like that. Yeah, but a lot of people don't know not only about that, they don't know about these truths. This is better. If you know this, then automatically everything will come. That's what the Bitcoin idea just came naturally. I didn't pursue it. It just came, Krishna just came and said, oh, but this is a good thing. Look into this. Yeah, and then I examined it and said, oh, yeah, you're right, Krishna, it's a good thing. Let's go with this. I like it. People's money, it sounds good. You're your own bank, I don't like this. I was ready for hey, I want to depend on you, Krishna and Radha. I want to live on your love of God thing. And so the Lord said, oh, yeah, okay, well, here, this Bitcoin thing is a nice thing on the side because you're the bank, and you're responsible enough. You take care, make sure you don't, do the wrong thing with it. And you take, you have to take charge of your life and not let the government is just working under his direction too for people who are not, they're not taking shelter here and to this kind of level. The same thing with the gurus in ISKCON and Gaudiya Math, Gaudiya Smriti. If they're not promoting this level of realization, which they're really not at this time, then they're taking care of people who they are only qualified for that. They are not ready to take to this. But this will free you from everything, free you from, too much in the indoctrinations of the governments, and you'll see that there's fault in that. The same thing with religion. You'll see there's fault, even in Vaishnava religion right now. The fault on depending on the gurus who have not realized Krishna on the level that you see here. There's fault in it. It's not, this is, even though you may look at Gaur Hari Das full of faults externally, not perfect looking, too fat, right? Ask Evo and Freddie, too fat, and it's not perfect, but still, it's you get connected to the supreme perfect. This people don't know. It's not about being perfect like they're teaching in religion, in Vaishnavism. Be perfect as God in Christianity often too. Be perfect like God is perfect. No, that's false ego, the last snare. I'm here to cut you free from the last snare of Maya. No, it's about taste. and happiness in tasting the nectar of God's names. That's perfect. And if you can do that, the Lord covers whatever your faults are, or whatever, that people don't even look at it. You'll probably look at your own faults more than the Lord does and other people do. It's that good, man. I thought Bitcoin, when it goes out the way and the drugs on the dark. Yeah, exactly. You know, it's like, and this is a family of people who taste the nectar of the holy name. It's that simple. Because if you can't, you'll see you'll have some problems here. The people having problems, they have difficulty tasting. And because the deeper you taste, the more you realize, oh, this is all I need. I have to counsel people still about, hey, man, you don't need to do all that other stuff. You don't need to serve the world. Matter of fact, that's your hindrance. So just listen to my word and just notice when you serve all the people in the world, that's the Mayavadi path. You serve everybody, but you get burned out, man. That's mode of goodness, and it's not clear. Just serve the Vaishnavas here that are on this eternal path. We need a lot of help here. You know, simply by saying, give a good word and direct people here, become the shepherd of the sheep, you know. But you got to be an example. That means you got to, from your heart, come to the point like, I really believe in this. I'm going to put all my eggs in this basket. I'm not going to be thinking about other paths. Is it possible is the grass greener on the other side? So when you finally get all your eggs and you're convinced that this is the best deal in town, and this town I'm talking about is the whole world. When you're convinced, oh, then the Lord can empower you. Oh, listening from YouTube, great. See? And if you're wondering, well, I feel a little weak, you know, it's hard to, well, you got to get that. You got to hear this word eventually. I'll keep repeating it. All your obligation is, once you met a bona fide spiritual master, is to serve them and the Vaishnavas and Krishna. And if you do that exclusively, you'll serve the whole world in the best of all ways, because this is the most rare truth and the most rare mission. Otherwise, your mind is many branch. You're Thomas the Doubter still. And you wonder, well, I don't have any energy to do that. I can't tell people. Yeah, because you have to be empowered. I couldn't tell. Without the power, without the faith I got in what I'm doing and the truth and the experience that comes from that faith, I couldn't do this. I couldn't take disciples. I couldn't preach. I'd have to cheat them. I have to go and join an organization and put on a dhoti and memorize all these scriptures and all these things and pretend like I'm important, even though I'm just as good as everybody else coming to me. I'm nothing special. I have to appear to look special. I have to dress for success, right? Isn't that the idea in the world and religion? You got to dress. If you're not dressed, could you imagine the Pope going in there with ordinary clothes to a mass? They go, hey man, he can't be authorized. He doesn't look at him. He looks like an ordinary dressed up guy like me. He's got to look special, right? Sannyasis and gurus have to look special. Nice, whatever, dhoti and stuff, you know. Got to have a big following and all that stuff. And, you know. See, we work on empowerment. You come here, God will empower you. You'll start from scratch, and then you'll scratch the Maya out. You scratch your eyes out. Only the Lord empowers you. Receive the mercy first by becoming submissive. Yeah. Yeah, and gradually, when you see it, some people, they have their path. Thomas the Doubter. Jesus said, well, just keep coming, and gradually, by and by, he developed faith, and then he became empowered, didn't he? Oh, as soon as he did, he went to India, as far as the story goes, and he preached vehemently about Jesus. Before, he was like, I don't know, maybe it's true, maybe not, I don't know. See, no empowerment. But then when he was convinced, he stuck his finger in the wound. He says, I believe, Lord. Then the Lord, okay, I can use a guy like you now, a real believer. So give us a word, Lalita. I think we're going to close this off here.
Oh, what shall I tell? What shall I say?
Krishna will inspire you.
Here in this part, actually, you get real life, you get another life, you get a completely transformation. You become conscious of God, you become conscious of Krishna. You become purified by listening to the words of Srila Gauraridas, really cleansed by this holy word that he found in the scriptures. You can check everything over and over again. It's so tasty to understand what has been written before, all those things that you never understood before, and then here you receive the prema that you are fulfilled with. You are full with prema. You are full with spirit. And because you have that much, it's emanating through all your pores. And there is no distance for that. It jumps all over the world. There is no distance from Mexico to Belgium to India. Doesn't matter. We just receive those rays. You're like a sun, and those rays they warm us up. They give us spiritual love, spiritual insight, spiritual knowledge, spiritual happiness, spiritual life, spiritual relationship with the saints, and with a never-ending new life, an eternal life, full of bliss and knowledge. That's what actually Srila Prabhupada brought, but that was sounding so theoretically. It was a theory, and everybody speaks about it in a dry way. And for me, it is reality. It is really reality. This part, Raganuga Bhakti, under your guidance, it's real reality. Is really. This is I received transcendental body of Lord Caitanya, and I am living on a transcendental platform as much as I want to. It's fantastic, Guru Maharaj, really. I don't hear you now. I will stop.
See, we get satisfied customers here. See, that's a, proof is in the customer. Our customers are very satisfied. That's why they write their testimonies, you know.
Kevin Verlinden, I would like to become your friend. I think I was your friend once, but I've lost you somewhere, and I can't find you anymore. Can you send me a friend request, please? Thank you.
Yeah, I know. You, Evo and Freddie, you're looking out for my health. That's nice. Thank you very much for doing that, too. Yeah. Yeah. Okay, so let's play the Fanny song, and we'll take a little break for a little bit.
He would go out at sunrise, chanting, dancing to his name. Haribo, Haribo. He would wake up everyone, rise and rejoice to the name. Haribo, Mukunda Madhava, Govinda Hari, Haribo, Haribo.
Caitanya Mahaprabhu, he has come to taste and give away the sweetness of his brain. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, all you have to do is take to the sweet chanting of his name. Hari Bol, Hari Bol. Every day the sun will rise, and every day the sun will set. Hari Bol, Hari Bol. What's the value of your life if devotion you don't get? Hari Bol, Hari Bol. Take the name into your heart, take it with you when you part. Hari Bol, Hari Bol. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he has come to taste and give away the sweetness of his brain. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Chaitanya.
Yeah, it's what's the value of life if devotion you haven't attained? See, that's the song. What's the value of your life? And that's the realization of those who get this gift. See, this most confidential truth is devotion. Radha, it represents devotion, and she's the most confidential truth that the Lord, God, usually hides, because devotion reveals everything. The truth cannot hide from that, from devotion. And so, yeah, the whole universe is without this devotion, it's an illusion. It stays an illusion, really, more or less. Okay, Hare Krishna, everybody. Thank you, Lalita.